Okay, hello everyone. I welcome you all once again for this particular session. Today we'll be seeing the concept called as law of gearing. In this particular session, we'll be deriving an equation with respect to the link radius as well as the link length. Okay, so we'll be considering two bodies here. So I'll be calling it as body 1 and body 2. So these two bodies have been fixed at a particular point here. This is the axis of rotation of this particular point. So I have named it as O1 and O2. And these two bodies come and contact at a particular point. Okay, so this point I have named it as A1. Okay, for this point I'll be naming it as A1. So next what I'll do is I'll be drawing a straight line. So one second. Okay, so I'll be drawing two lines with respect to this. One will be a line normal to this point. Okay, normal to this point. So I'll just draw a line here. So I'll call this as a normal line. So one more line is I'll be drawing a tangential one for this particular point. Okay, a tangential line. I'll be calling it as T and T dash. So this is N and N dash, and this is T and T dash. Okay, so we will be joining once again the centers of these two lines. Okay, so we can call this as the link centers through which the rotation happens. So I'll be joining these lines. These, when I join them, okay, so they'll meet at a particular point. This point I'll call it as point P. Okay, this I'll call it as point P. So one more construction what we are doing is we are trying to draw a line normal to this which will be coinciding to O2, and one more line which will be coinciding to O1. So I'll try to draw a normal here, just a rough one. So I'll draw a normal to this. I'll try to draw a normal. So I'll mark this point as point H, and one more normal I'll try to do it. So this is 90 degree, this is also 90 degree. Okay, so this I'll name it as point G. Okay, clear? So we have done this some construction for this. Okay, so now we believe that this point A, when I want to talk with reference to A1, this for body 1, I'll name it as A1. When I talk with respect to the body 2, I'll name that point as A2. Okay, it is at a common point. So with respect to body 1, I'll be naming it as A1. With respect to body 2, I'll be naming it as A2. So now when there is a motion happens, there will be always a velocity component which will be generated. So always the velocity will be with respect to the link position. Okay, so if I join this point with respect to this, so I'll just join this point, this one point and this one more point with respect to the centers. If I join them, okay, so this is the link radius, which we call it as, or the radius of rotation which will take place. Okay, so when I do that, if I want to find out the velocity of this always the velocity will be perpendicular to this link length. So this will be perpendicular to this link length. So I'll draw a line showing the velocity of this particular link. So I'll name this as V of A1, because this is the velocity with respect to link 1. Okay, this is a 90 degree here. This is with respect to that, I'll be naming it as V1. So with respect to the second link, I'll draw once again one more line about this point, so I'll name this as VA2. These are the two velocities which is being generated. So then what I'll do is I'll just join these 2 points to generate a triangle here which coincides the normal. which coincides the normal at this particular point. So I'll name it as F. I will name it as F. So if I take the cos component, so what are the angle I am taking? So I am taking the angle as alpha here, this angle as beta here. Okay, so I'll be taking two angles here. So now if I want to take the cos components of this, so what will be the cos components? The cos components will be equal. Okay, so the cos components will be equal. So VA1, so this is a this is adjacent line which we are talking. So if I take this common point, okay, so the cos components will be same for this. So what I'll do is I'll write the cos components here. So VA1 cos alpha should be equal to VA2 cos beta. VA1 cos alpha is equal to VA2 cos beta. Okay, so now we know the relationship between a linear velocity and the angular velocity. What is the relationship between them? V is equal to omega into r. R is the radius of rotation. So for this, what will be the equation? So this is the first velocity. So we'll take it as it has a omega 1. Okay, the angular velocity is taken as omega 1. What will be the radius of rotation? Radius of rotation will be O1 A1. Okay, O1 A1. Okay, now what is cos alpha here? Cos alpha will be adjacent upon hypotenuse, okay, or base upon hypotenuse. So adjacent will be this, hypotenuse will be this parameter. So it will be equal to A1F upon A1F upon A1C. So I can name this as these points as C and this point as D. A1F upon A1C should be equal to, so this, when I talk about the second component, it will be omega 2 into O2 A2, okay, into O2 A2. What is cos beta here? Same thing, adjacent upon hypotenuse. So it will be A1F upon A1D. A1F upon A1D. Okay, so now if you see this point, A1F is common to both, so this gets cancelled out. This gets cancelled out. So if I want to write the ratios between the velocities, so omega 1 upon omega 2 can be written as A1C upon O1 A1, okay, omega 1 upon omega 2, A1 O1 into O2 A2 upon A2D. Okay, so this is the point. Okay, so you can take this D as well as you can take it as B. So because I have missed this parameter, this can be B here, so this can be B here, and this can be also be B, because A B is there and C is there here. So A to B is the equation. Okay, now if you just observe this following equation, so can I correlate the similar triangles here? One is A1 CF, okay, one more is A1 O1 and G. So this triangle is similar to this triangle. Okay, one is 90 degree, okay, this is 90 degree with respect to this. You have a hypotenuse and you have a base also. Okay, so we can write that A1 CF, okay, A1 CF is similar to, okay, similar to A1 O1 G. Okay, these are the triangles, here. Similarly, I can write the same thing here. It is A2FB, or triangle A2BF is similar to triangle O2HA2. So this is the triangle, I can take that as a similar triangle. So triangle A2O2H, okay, A2O2H. So if I take the ratios of this, if I want to take the ratios of out of this, so what will be the ratio? If I take A1F upon A1C. This is A1F upon A1C. So should be equal to, so which means that base upon hypotenuse, if I want to take for the first triangle, this is for the first triangle. Okay, this is for the first triangle. So what I'll be getting, so which is, this is 90 degree. Okay, this is 90 degree. So what will be the hypotenuse, what will be the base? So okay, that will be A1G, A1G. Okay, that will be the base, A1G upon, this will be the radius, that is A1 O1, A1 O1. Okay, so similarly A1 O1, if you just observe here, so what I require from this triangle, if you just see this particular equation, what I require is, I require A1C upon O1 A1. So A1C, if I just shift it here, A1C upon A1 O1 will be equal to A1F upon A1G. A1G. Just, this is just a derivation, you need to understand this. So similarly, if I take this triangle, and if I do the same thing, A2F upon A2B, okay, A2F upon A2B should be equal to the same thing you have to apply here. It will be A2H, this is the base, and this will be the hypotenuse. It will be O2, okay, it will be O2 A2, okay, it will be O2 A2. So this will be O2 A2. So what I require from this here is O2 A2 upon A2B. So O2 A2 upon A2B means, if I want that, I'll be writing O2 A2 upon A2B will be equal to A2H upon A2F. A2H upon A2F. Is it clear? Okay, so what I'll do is, I'll just replace these equations in this particular one. So what I'll do is, I'll take one more paper here. One second. If you just observe here, so I'll be replacing here in this. So that is omega 1 upon omega 2 will be equal to, so we have first one is A1C upon O1 A1. So A1C upon O1 A1 is nothing but A1F upon A1G into O2 A2 upon, if you observe here, O2 A2 upon A2B should be equal to A2H upon A2F. So A2H upon A2F. Okay, so what happens here is, this is a common thing. So A1F and A2F are common, these gets cancel out, these two gets cancel out, which means that omega 1 upon omega 2 should be equal to A2H upon A1G. So which means that A2H upon A1G. Okay, so now we have taken the ratios. Now what we'll do is, we'll take once again the similar triangles. So what are the similar triangles we are taking here is, one is this is the triangle which we'll be taking. Okay, this is the triangle, and one more triangle is this one. Okay, one more triangle is this one. So when I take these two triangles, out of these two triangles, what I'll be getting here is A2H upon A1G. Okay, A2H upon A1G, which is equal to, what I'll be writing is O1H upon O2H upon O1G. So this is this, for this triangle you have taken A1H upon A1G. So similarly I can write O2H upon O1G. So I can write it as A2H upon A1G. Okay, A2H upon A1G is equal to this O2H upon O1G. O2H upon O1G. So if I take the similar triangles once again, so what are the similar triangles here is, if I take this triangle and if I take this triangle, okay, so O2H upon O1G is there, O2H upon O1G is there, so I can take the ratio as omega 1 upon omega 2 is equal to, so the same triangle, the ratios, so what is the ratio here is O2H upon O1G was taking, so I'll take O2P upon O1P, so it is O2P upon O1P. These are the ratios. So this is called as the law of Gehring. This is called as the law of Gehring. What is the law of Gehring says that, so when I take, see, when I take this is from here, okay, when I take two contact bodies, okay, two contact bodies, when I take, when they go and meet at a point, their axis, whatever the axis is there, will always come in contact to the normal of their contact at a point P. So this point P is called as the pitch point, so which we have already studied. This point P is called as the pitch point. So this pitch point will always indicates that the ratios, whatever the omega 1 upon omega 2, omega 1 was this, omega 2p, so is this the radius, so that will be indicating that the the velocity will be always constant. This will be giving you the equation, this equation will be giving you for a constant velocity ratio, okay. So this is called as law of Gehring. So I'll explain you once again what we did it. So we took the two contact bodies, two bodies, and they had two different radius of rotations, sorry, fixed point, and they meet at a particular point A, okay. When they meet it, so I draw a normal to that point and a tangent to that point. So this, whatever the line is there, this is the radius of rotation of this point A. When I'm talking with respect to body 1, I'll be naming it as a A1 point. If I'm talking with respect to body 2, I'll name it as A2 point. So this, through this I'll be getting the radius of rotation. Then what I did is I try to draw a normal, okay, with respect to this particular normal. I'll try to draw a normal which passes through the point O2, it passes through the point O2. Similarly, one more normal which passes through the point O1. So I made it as G and I made it as H. Then what I did is I drawn a line coinciding with two centers. They meet, they cut this normal at this particular point. This point is called as point P, okay. So then what we did is I try to draw a velocity, okay, linear velocity of link 1 and linear velocity of link 2, which makes an angle alpha with respect to the normal, okay, and here beta with respect to the normal. As this is a common surface for both, I'll take it as a cos, okay, cos of both the things. So VA1 cos alpha is equal to VA2 cos beta. So V is a linear velocity. I can convert this into angular velocity. When I convert it into angular velocity, it becomes omega 1 into radius of rotation. This is O1 A1. Similarly, what is cos alpha here? Cos alpha is, this is the base and this is the hypotenuse. So A1F upon A1C. So similarly, omega 2 is equal to O2 A, omega 2 O2 A2 A1F upon A1B. As A1F is common to both, I'll cancel out the things. So what I'll get is omega 1 upon omega 2 will be A1C, okay, upon O1 A1 into O2 A2 upon A2B. So this should be A2 here, this should be A2 here, okay. So you can call it as A2 here, okay. So what we'll be getting here is, we'll be getting this particular equation, So then when I take two triangles here, what are the two triangles I'm taking? I'm taking first is A1CF, okay, and A1 O1G. These are the two triangles, this one triangle, this one triangle. So that is one triangle I am taking. One more triangle is this and this triangle, Okay, when I take that, I'll try to find out the ratios of the distances. So similar triangle concept I am applying. So A1F upon A1C should be equal to A1G upon A1O1. Okay, the same sides. So this will be the base. Okay, this will be the base. So base, from base only 90 degrees been drawn. So this will be the base, this will be the opposite, this is adjacent, opposite, and this is hypotenuse. So A1G upon A1O1. Okay, so similarly I have taken for the one more, A2F upon A2B should be equal to the, this is the 90 degree. Okay, so this is 90 degree. The triangle which we have taken is A2O2H, A2O2H. So this will also be 90 degree. So when it is 90 degree, so one will be the base and one will be the hypotenuse. So this will be the base here, A2H upon O2 A2 I have taken. Okay, so then from the equation here I require what is this relevant equations. So I have changed them. Then I got it here. I came to this equation. So then these two gets cancelled out. So I came to A2H upon A1G, A2H upon A1G. So now what I did is I took what you got, it is A2H upon A1G. So I took two triangles. One is this and one more is this. That is A2HO2 and A2PO1. So in that what I did is A2H upon A1G can be written as O2H O2H upon O1G, O2H upon O1G. So similarly these two triangles are same, So O2H upon ONG, what I have taken, O2H upon ONG I have taken. So I took these two triangles, these two lines, that is O2P upon O1P. So this is called as the law of Gehring. So law of Gehring says that whenever two bodies come in contact, whenever I draw an axis to that and pass the normal to that, whatever the point comes here, that will be the pitch point of that. Okay, that will be the pitch point, and this is only applicable to constant velocity ratios. Okay, I hope you got this law of Gehring. Okay, so thank you.